Hello, and in this IELTS Speaking Part 2 video, I'm going to describe a historical building you have visited. You should say where it is, what it looks like, what it is used for now, what you learned there, and explain how you felt about this building. I've used a lot of the same language in this video as I did in the video Describe Something Special that you bought from a tourist attraction, because I think if you've got videos that are very similar to each other, then if you get that topic or this topic, you have things that hopefully you can remember to say. So I might not go through every single word in this video in as much detail, because you can watch the other video as well for that. So let's take a look at the model answer. To be perfectly honest, I haven't visited many historical buildings, mainly because I haven't had the opportunity. But there was one I went to when I was visiting London, and I found it fascinating. Prior to this visit, one of the things on my bucket list was to visit Buckingham Palace. I'm not a big fan of the monarchy, but it is a stunningly beautiful building, and I'm fascinated by architecture. So during a trip to London last year, I made a point of visiting it. It is only open to the public for a few days in August, and I was lucky enough to be in London at that time. Because of the limited opening times, it was essential to pre-book, so I did this a few months in advance. During the visit, we were given a tour of the staterooms, which are used when the Queen is entertaining guests. Obviously, you can't go into her private quarters, but it is still fascinating, and the rooms are breathtaking. We had a guide showing us around, and she told us some historical facts about the building, and interesting info such as there are 775 rooms inside the palace. After the tour we were famished, so went to the cafe and had a traditional English scone with jam and cream. Shortly after, as I was browsing in the gift shop, I spotted a teacup, and I decided to buy it as a souvenir of my visit. It is bone china and a beautiful pale pink colour. I use it every morning for my tea, and it is special because it reminds me of my visit to that extraordinary house. It truly is an outstanding building. The grand staircase is spectacular, and that was the highlight of the visit for me. So let's take a look at some of the language. So to be perfectly honest, I haven't visited many historical buildings, mainly because, so instead of just saying because, so it's like the main reason for this is because, mainly because, I haven't had the opportunity, the chance. When I was visiting, so get past continuous in there, and I found it fascinating, instead of just saying very interesting. Prior to, before. My bucket list, I mention this a lot. Remember, it's the list of things that you want to do before you die. I'm not a big fan of, I don't like the royal family. A stunningly beautiful building, whatever building you're talking about, you can describe it as stunningly beautiful. And you can talk about the building itself, you're fascinated by architecture, so this is one of the reasons why you wanted to visit it. Because of the limited opening times, so you can use this for your building, even if it's open all year round, just lie. It's important to pre-book a few months in advance, so if it's a popular building you're talking about, you can use this as well. So try to use this in your building topic. We were given a tour, because then you get the passive in there. We were given a tour of the staterooms. These are the rooms that the Queen uses when important people come to visit. They are used when the Queen is entertaining guests, so receiving guests. You can't go into her private quarters. These are the private rooms. In any old building that is still inhabited, there will probably be private quarters, so it's the private areas. It's still fascinating, captivating, interesting, intriguing, and the rooms are breathtaking. They take your breath away. The person showing you around a building is called a guide. Both men and women can be called guides. Historical facts, historical information, and try to shorten information to info. We were famished, we were really hungry. A traditional English scone with jam and cream. Shortly after, not long after, I was browsing in the gift shop. When you're looking around a shop, you browse. I spotted, I saw, and I decided to buy it as a souvenir, a memento of my visit. So a souvenir comes from the French word souvenir, to remember, and so it's something memorable from your visit, a souvenir. Bone china, this is made from bone china, it's very thin china, and it's pale pink, very light pink, pale pink. It reminds me of, so something reminds you of something, you remember it because it's a reminder of it. Extraordinary, describe the building as extraordinary, fantastic, amazing. It truly is, it really is an outstanding building. The grand staircase is spectacular. On the previous slide, I had a picture of the grand staircase with all the gold. It's spectacular. You need lots of these descriptive adjectives, not just it's nice and it's interesting. It's spectacular, it's extraordinary, it's outstanding, it's fascinating, it's charming, it's breathtaking. And the highlight, think about the building. What is the highlight? That's like the best bit for you, the best bit of the tour for you. So, I've tried to keep a lot of the information similar to the Something Special one to help you. So at least now you've got two you can hopefully remember to talk about in the exam. So let's have a look now at one part 3 question connected with this topic. Why do people visit historical buildings? I guess there could be two main reasons for this. On the one hand, some are fascinated by history and want to find out about the cultural value or historical significance of the building. For others, though, it could be simply for pleasure. In my country, some old buildings have free admission, so it's a cheap day out. So when you're given a part 3 answer, try to give 2 reasons and structure it like a paragraph. So there could be 2 main reasons for this. On the one hand, now personally I don't like on the one hand in IELTS writing, I would like something more complex, but it's fine for IELTS speaking. On the one hand, some are fascinated by, interested in, intrigued by, captivated by history, and they want to find out about the cultural value, so what importance it has in the culture of the country, or historical significance, so why it is important in history. So very useful phrases there: cultural value, historical significance. For others though, so instead of saying for other people, for others though, it could be simply for pleasure. So they're just doing it for fun. Because there is free admission, this means you don't have to pay to go in, and it's a cheap day out. We talk about days out. So it's a cheap day out, it doesn't cost very much. So hope you found this video useful. It is a lot shorter than my other videos, but hopefully by reusing the same vocabulary in many of the videos, then you'll hopefully have enough vocabulary to help you whatever topic you get in the IELTS exam. Thank you for watching.